boy suffered from severe psychological disorders, frequently stabbing others with needles to satisfy his twisted desires. To treat her son's condition, his wealthy mother spent a fortune hiring top-tier doctors. After identifying the source of his trauma, the doctor added a drop of hallucinogen to the boy's water cup, intending to observe his reaction after drinking it. Unexpectedly, the boy became unusually alert. The doctor grew tense, but pretended to add a drop to his own cup to avoid alerting the boy. Assuming his actions went unnoticed, he reached for his notebook to record observations. Seizing the moment, the boy swiftly poured the entire bottle of hallucinogen into the doctor's cup. Unaware, the doctor drank it all in front of the boy. Just as he prepared to document the boy's state, he suddenly felt as if his body had been hollowed out. Spotting the empty bottle on the table, he instantly understood, but it was already too late. The dose far exceeded the therapeutic standard by 200 times. Instantly, bizarre hallucinations engulfed the doctor. The entire room began warping and distorting. His soul felt as if it were about to burst from his body. After an unknown duration, the deranged boy suddenly screamed, accusing God of stealing his arms. The boy dashed out to chase after God. When he returned, covered in blood, clutching 2 severed arms, he walked straight toward the doctor. No sooner had he spoken than he saw the boy saw off his own arms. The boy then forced the doctor to reattach the severed limbs he had brought back. Throughout the procedure, the boy cackled maniacally, terrifying the doctor into fleeing in panic. Soon after, the boy's legs were amputated due to infection from the wounds. Upon hearing this devastating news, the wealthy woman vowed to devour the doctor's flesh and drink his blood. She immediately paid a hefty sum to hire assassins to eliminate him. The fleeing doctor assumed a new identity and opened a mental hospital in Northern California. To escape reality, he inhaled hallucinogenic gases daily, numbing himself to temporarily shed his psychological burden. He refused to be photographed at any important event, strictly guarding against being tracked down by the wealthy woman. This asylum was rife with atrocities. For a hopeless lesbian patient, the head nurse locked her in a bathtub filled with 122 degrees Fahrenheit water. When the woman was nearly suffocating from the heat, she was plunged into a tub filled with ice. Within an hour, the patient endured the extreme torture of alternating scorching heat and freezing cold. Such hydrotherapy inflicted immense suffering. To promote the institution, the director publicly demonstrated frontal lobotomy procedures, performing the operation on 4 patients simultaneously. Starting with an amnesic patient, they first made a small incision at the temple. Then, using a hand-cranked drill, they bored into the cranial cavity until the frontal lobe tissue was pulverized. This bloody spectacle caused one investor to faint on the spot. To spare the nausea of onlookers, the director immediately switched to cutting the frontal lobe through the eye socket. Replacing the drill with an ice pick, he thrust it directly into the top of the eye socket, gently tapping it to crush the frontal lobe. This procedure caused the head nurse to vomit uncontrollably, and even the male nurses couldn't bear to watch. Only Lily, a newly hired nurse, watched intently, her eyes filled with curiosity. Afterward, she even led the applause. Her relentless dedication stemmed from her determination to rescue her brother, imprisoned in the asylum's dungeon.